may bibigay ako sa inyong tip. This is the skin, this is the flesh. If you look at it closely, may parang very thin na purple line. Doon, if you see that, that's where you cut it. May kilala ko, ganito siya mag-peel. Doon sa purple line, nababalatan na siya. See? Thing is, bagong hasa itong kutsilyo ko. And natatakot akong paikutin siya. Because this is how they do it. Pag ganon. And pag gumanon sa'yo, sorry ka na lang. Ngayon, you can peel it like that. If you have a not so sharp knife, you can do that. Another technique I can show you is slice it into pieces like this one. It came from an entire large piece like that one. And then, as that purple line, use that as a guide to slice off the peel. Mapapansin nyo, it leaves a purple parang stain. You can slice through that. Mas malambot na yung part na yun. In some cases, your cassava may not be fresh. Yung, like, it's a fresh crop, pero hindi na siya freshly harvested. May makikita kang dark spots, like parang blackheads in the middle, like dot, 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 dot. You can just trim that off. Kasi, ibig sabihin, nagiging kahoy na siya. Kaya siya kamoting kahoy. Okay? There's a proper way of peeling this, but I just sharpened my knife. Kaya, takot ako. So, better be careful. One direction only. Push. It's either you push or you pull. Ganyan. Basta like in one direction. Wag gad-gad. So you can get strands. Other one is that while shredding, meron ng, you see that? Yung sa gitna. There. Yun yung kahoy. So, when you shred, may makikita kayo na parang stick na siya sa gitna. You can discard that part. That part. Yan o. See? So, just carefully shred the rest. You can chop this also if, let's say, it's too small na, ganyan. Or, what you can do is get a bigger chunk, place on that, then shred. Maliipit na siya. It will go through. here. Grated. I transferred it in a cheesecloth. Alright, and then let's open it up again so we can spread it like that. Then let's squeeze. There. It's very dry. See, this is what I want to see in my cassava cake strands. I don't want it yung, kasi yung iba, what they do is bine-blender na nila. After mixing all the ingredients, ibe-blender nila para smooth daw yung cake. I don't like a smooth cake because otherwise, I just be using cassava powder. But I wanted to have a texture. So, I would rather have a fresh cassava, and if it's fresh, I wanna feel that it's fresh and not from flour. So, gaganituhin natin. Hay-hayin yun. Naalala ko, hahay-hayin natin siya para maghiwa-hiwalay. It will be easier to mix anyway. See, ito sobrang clump to because that's the shreds. Yan o. Diba, piniga natin to get rid of the juice kasi it's not healthy. It's gonna cause you indigestion or heartburn or diarrhea because, well, basta. You can read about the root on Wikipedia. So, let me wash my hands. Okay, let's start. So, I have here half a cup of butter. Okay, it's melted. And then I'm gonna pour it in. Everything. There. And then I'm gonna need 2 eggs. Alright, so there's 2 eggs. Okay. Have to mix it. There. Really well. What I do para madali is I slice and then mix. Yung iba, they wanted wooden spoon because it works for them. Ako naman, okay lang ako sa spatula. Masaya na ako nito. Kung whatever works for you. Long as you be able to mix it. really bad. Okay. Just added coconut milk. I prefer coconut cream than milk, but this is all I can find. You can work with anything. There's always a way around it anyway. So since I'm working with coconut milk, I can add an evaporated milk or fresh milk and condensed milk. Some people, they prefer sugar. Okay? Ako, I see the texture first. How it'll turn out. If it turns out well, then maybe condensed milk. If it's too wet already, then maybe sugar. But for now, I think it's too dry. I think I'm gonna add one more. Yeah. So I decided on using another coconut milk than evaporated milk. So I'm not gonna use evaporated milk. I'm using coconut. So there. Oh, it's just right. So I can still use half and half. Half condensed and half sugar. So now let me give you a tip. I already gave a tip video on my other social media account that's meant for my friends. But here's a tip. If your consistency is already like this, you can see that. It's up to you if you want a moist cake, a thick cake, a dry cake, because cassava tastes like cassava no matter what you do with it. Now, I prefer having a very, very, very firm cassava texture, so I don't want it to be too liquidy. This is just right. But the thing is, I don't have a sweetener yet. Okay? So you have an option. You have condensed milk and you have sugar. I prefer half and half. But for now, let me just add condensed milk and see. Okay, that's about half a cup. All right, let's mix. Okay, it hasn't changed the consistency that much. So I think I can add some more. And then here's another thing. It all depends on your topping. If you want a cheesy topping or if you want to mix cheese in this texture, in this batter, I think you need more sweetener. But I don't like cassava cake with cheese within the batter. I want cheese as a topping, so we can do more with this. All right, so I added 1 tablespoon, 1.5 actually, tablespoon of sugar because it's getting too liquidy. And I'm gonna set this aside, the rest of this as my topping, to go with a little bit of cheese. So let's mix it well. And then let's preheat our oven. So with clean hands, I had a slice of butter and I'm gonna melt this. I'm gonna wipe it all over my pan. It's easier to serve if your your pie tin or your pan is well greased. That you have, or if you do have banana leaf on hand, you can just taste it like that and then press it on it. That's gonna work perfectly for this. Basta kakanin, you can use banana leaves for your preparation. And already, I preheated my oven at 190 degrees Celsius and it's ready to go in the oven. So let's pop this in for 20 minutes and then we're gonna take it out afterwards. This is already 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is pour in what's remaining of my condensed milk. The first one I made before, gustong-gusto ng husband ko yun, na beaten siya sa topping lang. So, since mainit pa to, it's easy to spread the condensed on top. Kasi, madaling matunaw si condensed. So, madali siyang masaspread like that. And then, what I would suggest for those na may sweet tooth, tapos gusto niyo maglagay ng cheese, right? Maglagay din kayo ng konting butter on top para magto-toast yung cheese. So, shredded cheese. Yan. Yung iba, they want cheddar. Medyo natatapangan ako sa lasa ng cheddar. So, you can use a milder type of cheese like ricotta or parmesan. I'm using grated na, hindi na yung ako magagadgad because may paso ako. And medyo parang na-trauma na akong gumalaw after. So, anyway, you can use whatever you want. As I said, it's in your kitchen. It's your dish. I'm just showing you many other possible ways to do it. So, ako lalagay ko rin sa pinakagilid kasi my husband, ang una niyang dinudutot yung mga kanto. So, in consideration sa kanya, para kahit nagdudut-dut pa lang siya dyan, may nakukuha na siya ng paborito niya. He loves cheese. So, let's put more. There. I think that's about right. Well, you can always add some more if you want. This is supposed to be good. I adjusted the temperature of my oven to 160 degrees. And I'm gonna cook it for 45 minutes. And then I'm gonna check if it's settled. And then if not, I'll extend for another 10 minutes. Check also after half an hour, like 30 minutes muna. Kasi baka nagpo-brown siya, then you might want to consider taking it out for 40 minutes instead of 45. But my benchmark is 45.